We are live with Plant-Based in the Burbs. I'm Paige Parsons Roach.
And I'm Sherri, you guys. Welcome into our kitchen.
Yes.
So good to be back.
Yes. Why are we nuts for nuts? Because we're going to make some plant-based milk with some nuts. And what about you, Sherri?
I'm making cheese, and these are the ingredients that I'm making alternative cheese. Just these ingredients and a couple of little bitty other things. I'm gonna make some cheesy sauce, right?
Let's do this, shall we?
Okay,
Should we
let's go for it. Yeah. So,
all right.
What you want to do? How you want to start this?
Well, I'll tell you what. First thing I want to do is start with my awesome almond cow. Now, if you don't have an almond cow or you don't have an instant maker, that's cool too. You can go ahead and soak your nuts overnight, and then you can take them into a blender, blend them up, and then squeeze them with a squeezy bag, which I'll show you in a minute. But
Like
right now,
is it a cheesecloth bag or what?
Yes, exactly. Now, you know what? Actually, you're going to laugh because I use this for my vegetables and fruits when I go to a farmer's market. So this is perfect. You can use one of these. You don't have to get the cheesecloths if you don't want, because you're basically going to squeeze out all the water and you're going to have a great plant-based milk. So you'll squeeze it right in there. But we're not doing that today. What are we doing? What are you doing? Are you ready to go? Do you want to?
Yeah, you know what? Look, my stuff is cooking on the stove top. So let me just tell you what I did. I got some golden Yukon potatoes.
Cool.
Of course, I clean them. I have a little brush. I clean them all up. I use baking soda in my water. Cleaned them all up, brushed them up, peeled them a little bit, and then I diced them up. And I took 3 carrots, cleaned the carrots, cut them up, and put them on the stove, and I have them boiling. Once they're completely done, I'm going to drain some of the water off of it. We're going to put it in my NutriBullet, add a couple of ingredients, and then we're going to have cheese. I'm making some macaroni. So I'm going to take that off the stove for a moment, rinse it, and then we'll make a quick like mac and cheese, right? I can't hear you.
What?
That's what you call a blooper, okay?
That was such a blooper. All right, we got some almonds in here. Now you can use flaxseed, you can use pumpkin, you can use oats, you can use rice, you can make a combo. Did I mention hemp?
Coconuts. You can use coconuts and almond milk.
Oh, my gosh. So we're going to throw this in here. We are going to we already filled it with water. We're going to add the nuts that are in this cool container, and we're just going to press go, and it's going to make some sound right here pretty soon. Let's listen.
Okay, and I'm just going to step away, Paige, while you handle that. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Making it happen with the milk. Making up plant-based milk on Plant-Based in the Burbs. Plant-based in the Burbs. That's right, plant-based. Okay, now it happens 2 more times, so bear with us. Woo! That's right. Now, while your plant milk is blending, I'm just going to show you a couple things. These are flax seeds. If you want, you can use a toasted flaxseed to make a toasted flaxseed milk. You can even make it like a creamer, make it super creamy. Now, I also have some pumpkin seeds. How yummy for this season. Let's do this. You can make rice. Did I mention that? Oat. Yeah, you can make your own. Now, again, if you're just joining us, you're going to soak some nuts. Oh, I saw steam over there. She's making homemade cheese. You're going to soak your nuts, and then you're going to squeeze it out like so and get the milk that way if you want to do it that way. All right. Now, you can just Google this. Now, the interesting thing is about the milk, I'm going to add a teeny bit of Himalayan salt and a teeny bit of maple syrup just to get a little something happening with it. But over to you, Sherri, because you're making that cheese. Take it away.
So, you know, what I'm doing right now, my kitchen's set up kind of weird. So let me just show you what I'm doing. So I went on and did some macaroni, okay? I like to add little extra stuff in my mac and cheese. So I just want to show you, you think about dairy swap outs. Tofutti is a great brand. They make cream cheese, and they also make sour cream. So I like to add a little bit of cream cheese in my mac and cheese. So while it's hot, I'm just going to go ahead and add like a dollop of this into my mac and cheese. So we're going to kind of get that prepared for when I get ready to put the cheese in. But I want everything to kind of melt so it can blend in together. So that's all I did was add that in there. And we're going to stir that around and just, let it melt a little bit. I like to keep the mac and cheese kind of, hot so it'll melt that. I also add a little bit of another swap out for you to get, to eliminate butter or dairy in general. Hey, Tina, as we use Earth Balance. There's so many great butter alternatives on the market. Miyoko butter is one of my favorites. I use that for baking. I also use this one for baking. So it just depends on the recipe, which one works well in the recipe. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this also in there. I'm gonna grab another wood spoon. We're gonna add a little butter in that. Gotta have a little butter in your mac and cheese. And so now what I'm doing, these are the vegetables that I'm going to use to make my alternative cheese. I'm just going to let them cool a little bit, and maybe run some cold water on them. And then I'm just going to put them in my NutriBullet with some ingredients, and I'll show you what those are. And then I'm going to blend it up, and boom, there you go. It's pretty much done. With the mac and cheese, though, there's all kinds of different things you can do with it. Sometimes I take tempeh bacon. I'll cook some tempeh bacon, put that on the top. You can put breadcrumbs. It depends on how you want to do it. I'm just making like a quick, almost like, what's the one that comes in the box? I forgot what that's called, but similar to something like that. So it's just like a really quick mac and cheese. Of course, you're going to have to put your garlic. I like to season my mac and cheese. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right at this moment. But I also can tell you some other different things or different topics that I wanted to kind of share that I went to Switch for Good, their website. I don't know if Paige is still working, but I went to Switch for Good's website just to get some information because I wanted to tell people what it is, why we are so concerned about switching out dairy. One, it's not good for your body. So milk does not do your bones good or your body good because you have more calcium in kale than you do in a cup of milk. And not only that, kale is only 33 grams of 33 calories, whereas milk is anywhere from 48 to 150 calories of fat because that's
dairy milk.
Dairy milk, exactly. And so, you may think you're losing weight. You go, what is going on? All I'm having is milk here and there, but it's not helping you, But anyway, so it takes 1,000 gallons of water. Check this out. To make 1 gallon of milk.
What?
Is that insane? 1 gallon of milk takes 1,000 gallons of water. Do you know how many people you could give water to that are in areas where the water is not viable?
That's right.
So what was it? It was something else. 51% of people who eat plant-based more often help the environment, which is pretty cool. So because you become more aware, right?
Yeah.
And then 41% of inhabited land in the U.S. is used to grow animal agriculture. So think about 41% of America's land is used for cattle.
Globally, we have a big, huge extinction issue.
Yes.
And you're saying we have to make these changes to a plant-based milk, y'all. So I'm going to show you right here. I got this almond milk. I'm going to pour it right in here. All right. Look at that. Look at that consistency. Can you?
I love it. I love it.
Uh-oh. I just spilled some on the floor. Oh, no.
That's okay.
You don't want to spill any because it's like golden milk right here, which you could add turmeric to it for sure. But meanwhile, this milk does a body good. It's made with plants. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Now, you could add vanilla powder if you like. And I'm also going to add to it some little bit of maple syrup to it to make it just right. So this is made with the almond cow. You can squeeze your nuts yourselves. Oh, no, I just dropped the vanilla on the floor.
All of it?
Busted the entire bottle. No, honey, don't come in. My doggy wants to come in. This is what happens when you're live.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. There it is.
But this is the deal. This is what happens when you cook in your kitchen anyway.
Yes,
You know,
it's so
everything is not 100% perfect. We're not orchestrating this perfect environment. This is just how we cook in our kitchen, right?
So if you heard the smash, I'm okay. I have shoes on. We're all good. I'll get this
Okay,
cleaned
good.
up. But
Okay,
back to you.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll just do what I'm doing here.
Yeah, back to you.
Okay. So look, I just put in here some apple cider vinegar, some garlic, some onion powder. I'm gonna take some mustard, Dijon mustard. I should be measuring this, but I'm not. So bear with me, y'all. And then we're gonna add some, oh, where's my turmeric? This is good for color. So I'm gonna throw some turmeric in there. I'm just gonna shake a little bit. I like my stuff to look really kind of like cheesy. And the air of resistance, which I forgot to take out of my cabinet. Let me show you. There's different brands. A local market here, I guess it's Kroger, some other places in the U.S. And then Ralph's here, they sell Simple Truth nutritional yeast, right? And then, of course, I recycle things, so don't pay attention to them. But also Bragg's also sells a nutritional yeast. This is really cheesy, high in vitamin B, has a kind of nutty flavor, cheesy nutty flavor. So we're going to add that in there. Trader Joe's also has a brand that I buy that's not very expensive. It comes in a bag. It's not very expensive because these, if you buy it in certain markets, it can be really expensive. So we're going to go ahead and just shake some in here because I like my stuff to be super cheesy. And then, oh, did I use all my water? I think I threw away all my water. So anyway, I threw away some of my water. So we're going to go ahead and put, I'm going to put some water in here. So I step away. Go ahead and share.
Okay. I'm going to share this full screen of what I have in my kitchen because I just want to show y'all how good plant-based cheeses are. This one is my new favorite, the Misha's, okay? It's so good. Misha's Kind Foods. They have like 6 different flavors. It's unbelievably spreadable and delicious. Most of you know perhaps about the Follow Your Heart. Some of you are making the transition. That's why we just like to keep it really simple, show you simple tips and tricks to swapping out. So we've got the Follow Your Heart cheese. We also have the Parmesan. That's the mozzarella. Oh my gosh, the new yogurt on the market that I saw is the Harmless Harvest. And they're in the business of coconut water. So I'm very excited to see them in the plant-based yogurt section. So when we talk about dairy, we're talking about mother cows who no longer get to nurse their babies, and we take their babies away. The girl cows become mother cows, just like the mother cow, their mother cow, and the boys get sent off, and they become veal or hamburgers. So we want to change out and get plants on our plates, right? So here is Violife, this amazing, amazing cheese that I absolutely love, and of course the Miyoko's butter. Oh yeah, comes in this. It also comes in a tub, I believe. Yes, and we also have the Earth Balance, which is delicious as well. Sherri is making a scrumptious homemade cheese. And I also want to show you some other milks, but back to Misha's. We absolutely love this. And I made a homemade, go on, honey, go. The vanilla on the floor. Okay, over to you. Here we go.
You're funny. Okay, so look, here is my cheese, y'all. I'm going to just open it up. I put it in my NutriBullet. Nothing fancy. I've had this same NutriBullet for, I don't know, years. So it's like my go-to tool, right? And there you go. You got some nice hot cheese.
Wow.
Maybe I need to get a spoon. And listen, this is carrots, potatoes, nutritional yeast, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of lemon, your seasoning, some mustard, turmeric, and that is it. So it's a nut-free nut. I mean, nut-free nut. No, I'm a nut-free nut, but it is a nut-free cheese. Yes. For those who are allergic to any type of nuts, and they still want to have that flavor of cheese. So I'm just going to pour some in my, a shout out while you're pouring.
I love these two brands as well. We got the almond barista. These are great
Oh,
creamers. The So Delicious is also amazing. Oh, look what you have. So
yeah.
you can make your own, or if you want to, those that are transitioning or you don't have access to some of the raw materials, just go ahead and get yourself some of these. These are some of our favorites. Yeah.
And you know what? I always get a certain, like I'll get plant milk, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I usually buy it in the box on the shelf. So that way I have a longer life instead of putting it in the refrigerator. So I'll go and I'll get maybe oat milk, especially when I'm cooking oat milk, soy milk is it's called for some recipes. Almond milk is for some recipes. They even have coconut milk like this. And then I just keep it in my cabinet. So whenever I need to use it, because I usually don't have cereal or anything like that. So I only use it when I'm cooking. So
well, I'll tell you what, we love to bring you into our kitchen and give you the tips and tricks. Definitely share this out to your friends who are in transition, who are wondering, what do I do about milk? What do I do about cheese? I love my yogurt. I love my ice cream. There are so many tasty plant-based ice creams on the market.
Well, let's don't talk about ice cream. I am so addicted to Esso's cashew milk salted caramel bars.
Oh.
It's only 4 in a pack, which is wonderful because if it was 10, I probably would eat them all. So let me just show you.
It's so good.
So this is, look at this. Quick mac and cheese. That didn't take, I mean, how long does it take to make pasta? 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
Boil your potatoes at the same time. I add a little bit of the cream cheese in there, which is also plant-based. You can also throw in, so I use the cream cheese, you missed it. So I use some cream cheese, plain.
Vegan cream cheese. Oh, Tufuti. I love that brand.
I use this to make my my cheesecakes when I bake. And you taste it. If you need a little more nutritional yeast, just add it. Add any more seasoning, salt and pepper, whatever it is that how you like your mac and cheese. That's how you play it. That's how it rolls. So anyway, there you go. Quick, cheesy mac and cheese.
If you want information about how milk does not do a body good, you can head over to Switch for Good, which you mentioned earlier. And another person I want to give a shout out to is Dr. Milton Mills. He has so much information on there, how people of color are affected directly, specifically with the plant-based milk on a benefit, and how subsidies are pushing the milk on school children and how difficult that is for their bodies.
Yeah. So, and go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you.
We want to give you resources that you can use. So we're encouraging you to head over to Milton Mills, and also switch the number 4good.org for more information. Take it over to you.
Yeah, I was just talking, getting some facts off of there. It says 65% of the population is lactose intolerant.
Wow.
So, when we think about irritable bowel syndrome, we think about bloating or gas. It could be contributed to the cheese that you eat, because the cheese is really made with a byproduct too of milk. So you think about all the cheese that you consume, the milk that you drink, and just the dairy in general, yogurt. Even though they try to push it as the protein for your body, eat some kale, or eat some spinach, eat some mustard greens. All of them are so high in calcium for your bones. They're so good for your bones that, you don't need to really drink the milk, and if you eat cereal, you can swap it out. Yeah, it takes a bit to get used to it, because I have to say for me as well, but once you start doing it and thinking about the health benefits, it's so worth the switch.
It's coming off of dairy, which is from animals, right? The dairy milk to the plant-based milk. So when we say milk, when we're talking about the milk that we encourage people to drink, we're talking about plant-based milk. We're talking about the milk from animals that's designed for animals, and the resources that are used to bring that dairy milk that from an animal to humans is intensive on the environment and the planet. So we know a lot of you know this already. We're going to encourage you to share this out with your friends, your family. Appreciate you being here. And wow.
Yeah. Now, for
Oh,
those
yeah.
who love to read, let me tell you, when I read this book, it was a freaking eye opener. I could not believe the information in here. And I'm not going to lie, I was a cheese addict. This was like the hardest thing for me to get rid of when I decided to go vegan. It was tough. But once you read this book and you get all that valuable information, it will
Yeah.
change your mind. And look, if you don't like to read, go on Audible. Most of us have a phone or mobile device, and you can listen on Audible. You can buy this on Audible, and you can listen in your car, listen in your ear, so that way you don't really have to buy the physical book. But I'm telling you, this information will change your life.
Change
So,
your life. Change your
change
life.
your life. Yes.
Change your mother's life. Change your father's life. Change
Yeah.
your auntie and all the people that you love and your friends and family that are also addicted to cheese. I was addicted to cheese and ice
Oh,
cream
wow.
and
Yes.
creamer and everything from, because basically that milk from an animal is designed to have its animal that is growing grow. So it gets it latched on. There's a chemical in it that has that baby want more, that baby animal. So
Yeah.
look, we're not baby animals, last I
Yeah.
checked.
But
So
you
let's
go
nuts
ahead.
for nuts.
Go. So another thing, I'm sorry, things are coming off my head. Another thing, but since I'm in the fitness business, another thing that is really a major myth that is really doing athletes harm is using the whey protein. So whey protein is really a waste product from milk, the production of milk. And the dairy industry had to figure out how they can take this waste product and capitalize on it. So then we come up with whey protein. So now the marketing is saying, you have to have your protein after you finish working out, or your muscles are not going to grow strong. That's malarkey. So you can look at, there's so many athletes that are dairy free,
Yes.
that don't use any type of whey protein or creatine to increase their muscles. You can search them on the website. So if you do feel like you need to use some type of protein powder, do a plant-based protein. There's hemp seeds, there's hemp hearts, there's all kinds of, add spinach and kale in your smoothies. There's all types of ways to gather protein that's not going to be too much that's harmful, because in our society, they keep saying that you need this much protein to build muscles or to have a better life, because that's what people always ask vegans. How do you get your protein?
Yeah. Yep.
We get our protein from plants.
Yep, we do.
So, I mean, that's just my rant, because, that's what I was taught. As a personal trainer, I was taught that, that whey protein and all that stuff is good for you, until I became vegan. And then I realized that there's plant-based proteins that people sustain their whole life on. So, just don't be caught up in the hype. I think that's what I want to say. Okay, your turn. I'm done. I'm done preaching.
Listen, it's our show. We got that. We got a few more minutes here, and we're bringing you lots of information as we go. We're very excited. We're a lifestyle show, so you're going to see all kinds of fun things from us. That mac and cheese looks amazing. You're making
everything
out there. Hey, I think we should go back just for people who are just joining and show what we did real quick.
Sure.
I mean, just if you want to hold it up and tell everybody what's in that, because oh my goodness. Yeah.
So this is my mac and cheese that this is a certain way. I make different ways of making mac and cheese, but this is the quick way. So we took Yukon potatoes, 2 carrots, chopped them up, boiled them until they were soft. Drain the water, keep a cup reserved, a half cup reserved, which I forgot to do, but keep a half cup reserved. You're going to blend it in your blender, your NutriBullet, your whatever, Ninja, whatever you have. You're going to put that in the NutriBullet, and you're going to add apple cider vinegar, lemon, garlic, onion powder, nutritional yeast, which is the king of alternate cheese for vegans. It's awesome. Add that, and what else did I forget? I think that's it. Some turmeric to give us color, right? And some mustard.
and some mustard. Okay, so what I made is a plant-based milk, and I use the Happy Cow, which you can get. There's lots of blenders, but I also wanted to say you can soak nuts and then squeeze it out of the bag as well. You put it into the blender. So there's lots of ways you can find this recipe. In fact, on New Day New Chef on Jane Unchained,
Yeah.
on the Amazon Prime, you can head over to New Day New Chef and get that recipe too, or janeunchained.com too. So
Yes.
oh my gosh, we are plant-based in the burbs. We are out of time now, but guess what? We're going to be back again with y'all, giving you more tips and tricks that you can share with your friends. So go ahead and share this out. We're here to just bring you into the kitchen. We're moms. We're nutty for nuts. We've got plants here. I mean, look at this cheese made from plants, y'all.
Potatoes and carrots. Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew?
Well, Sherri, it's always so much fun to be in the kitchen with you, the plant-based in the burbs kitchen, and we're going to catch you next time, y'all, for sure.
For sure.
Peace and plants.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.